Speaker.
Catherine Delahunty.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker, tēnā koutou te whare. Mr Speaker, our rivers are not canals. Our rivers are not concrete structures for intensive agriculture. Our rivers are life. Our rivers sustain life, they create life, and they sparkle when clean, and they are the centre of our identity as a country when we look after and protect them. And that's the Green Party's commitment to swimmable rivers. So it is somewhat sad to hear, as I did in the House yesterday, the bizarre description of rivers by yet another government minister who's ecologically illiterate, when the Minister for Primary Production described rivers, when they're not used for storage, when water is not used for storage, as simply running out to sea. Newsflash, that's what rivers are for, and that's what they do. Our rivers run to the sea, and in that process, they sustain life, they sustain the land, they sustain the life within the rivers, and they give us a place where we can experience what it is to be natural and wild. But instead of that, the government intends to create yet another dam, the Ruataniwha, which they're supporting, and which the Hawke's Bay Regional Council is supporting, which will actually damage yet another river. Mr Speaker, if our rivers are to be sustained in this country, we have to understand their function. And it's pretty disturbing to see that people with decision-making power at both regional and national level don't understand that rivers are life. They don't understand that rivers are the whakapapa of the tangata whenua, the home of the tuna and the remaining tiny percentage of native fish, the source of joy to so many, and the future for our mokopuna. Instead of which, we have the Ruataniwha Dam. And because they can't find investors for it, they're spending $80 million of ratepayers' money in the Hawke's Bay and now trying to persuade ACC to front up with the rest, because no one wants to invest in a white elephant except, it seems, Hawke's Bay Regional Council and this government. This is because they don't have any concept of what a river is, and they're prepared to sacrifice the tuki and other awa across the motu for the sake of a form of agriculture that's not sustainable. So, even more extraordinarily, we're going to see this Ruataniwha Dam managed by Hawke's Bay Regional Council, who I have reason to know from going and seeing a tiny dam in that area, the Waihi Dam, they couldn't manage that one. They allowed the private company Eastland Group since 1979 to have a water right with no modern resource consent, which they breached. And they allowed that river this summer to turn into a drain full of silt at the expense of local farmers who lost their pumps, at the expense of the local community who had their summer stolen. That is how it was described to me when I went up to Wairoa and I saw what Hawke's Bay Regional Council had allowed Eastland Group to do with no consequences, no penalties for breaches of that 1979 water right. So, how can we have confidence if that's how they deal with a tiny dam, they're going to deal with a vast irrigation project? And that's with the full backing of the government. This government fully believes in damming rivers and creating canals, because otherwise, Mr Speaker, it's just water running out to sea. But the Green Party has a vision which includes changing the national policy statement to go from boatable and wadable to swimmable rivers. We have a vision of recognising that agriculture can be totally successful without being so intense that thousands of millions now of dairy cows will actually keep producing diffuse nitrogen that runs into our waterways and fills them up with nitrates. So the issue is nitrates. It's not that rivers are a problem, Mr Speaker, it's that nitrates are a problem from intensive agriculture. It's the problem in Canterbury, it's the problem in terms of the Tuki River, in terms of Ruataniwha, is that we cannot keep treating our rivers like drains or pretending they should be canals. They are a source of life. And if we can't understand that, we cannot make good decisions about it. The Green Party will restore the 62% of monitored rivers that are too polluted to swim in. We will stand up for life, we will recognise life, and we will love and protect our rivers. Kia ora koutou katoa.